Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome back to Let's Play King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. In the last episode, we went to Castle Valor, we beat up Warlord Lucan, and we got Brick's Key. And now it is time to head to Crownwood Village and try to find Lug's and Darren's keys. But Merlin has a bad feeling about the area, which involves the warlords there. And we need to go over there to see what's going on. I'm going to remove Lug and Brick from my party so I can set this up the way that I want to. First off, I want to make Lug the second guy because it's going to make one of the things that we do easier as compared to making him the third guy. And the third guy will be, of course, Darren. Because we will be using him as well. And now that we got these two guys in the party like I want, it's time to head to Camelot and take on those evil Dark Knights one more time, again, just so I can warp. And this is not going so well. Wait for this guy to swing again, and then boom. Alright. Also, apparently Lug, Brick, and Darren are all palette swaps of each other. Can't imagine why, other than unoriginality by the developers. But anyway, it's time to use the map, and we want to warp to the most northwestern spot that we can, which is right here where I just placed the shield icon. And we want to go over there. On this screen, you want to go to the north, but if you scroll the screen too far to the right, those little yellow poison mist cloud things that we've been fighting throughout the game, they'll show up and try to attack us. So we just want to go north and then make our way northeast so that we touch the exit to this screen. And then we want to take the first exit to the west that we can find, which is right here, and it will take us to west to Crownwood Village. Almost said Welton. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of buildings around here, but, well, there's really not much to any of this. There's a magic shop, but nobody's inside. I want to think that there's a church here. And I believe this is the church, but there's really nothing in there at all. Matter of fact, it's just like the one in Welton. It is like the one in Welton, except you're not going to be doing anything with it. Ugh. I could go on with the buildings here, but you kind of get the idea of what would happen. So, we might as well go ahead and explore and see what's going on here. And what's this? You found Trunk's magical shield. Why would a substitute knight, let alone one of the real knights, leave their shield in the middle of a village? Why? Why does this seem familiar to me? This reminds me of one of my previous Let's Plays. Probably nothing. Okay. Let's see how far south we can go. Well, that's about as far south as we can get. And where is this? Apparently a candlestick maker, who is also absent. And another building, because I can. Low-fat meat. How could anything be advertised in medieval times as low-fat? Come on, game. And there certainly couldn't be anything in here, could there? Well, there's a whole bunch of Mr. Cow things on the wall, and there was a key there, and that was Lug's key. That was Lug's key. Wow, that's even worse than what Trunk did. Way to go, Lug! Or maybe it isn't maybe it isn't his job. Maybe somebody else did this. I don't even know. Maybe it was just a face that just moved the key there. But it's not like in Jurassic Park where Alan Grant lost his ID card in a dark room in the visitor center that he would need the battery to get to keep from dying upon going inside to get it. I mean, it's totally not like that. Oh, wait. My gosh, I am starting to hate the logic in this game. I was going to do like some fake out ending where like halfway through this video I just do a rage quit and then I'm like, nah, just kidding, I'm just going to play through the game. But that would be giving this game some credit. What if some random guy just managed to go into this shed, pick up the key, or just even go near it? It'd all be over. We'd all be stuck. Wow, game. And then we get teleported back to Camelot. Thankfully we have Lug and Darren, and we have to do this again. What is going on here? I mean, holy cow. I mean, I'm finding really stupid ways to beat the warlords. I mean, I can kind of let the game off a hook with that, but no, this keeps happening. Now you got the whole thing with Trunk's shield and Lug's key. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I'd like to see the developers explain this one. Assuming any of the guys who worked on this game can even remember it. I mean, the game's glitchy, and then you got logic crap going on like this. Like, wow. I'm gonna tear this game a new one when I do the final thoughts in the last video. I just know I'm going to do it. I just know. And is this the house I want to go to? Yes, it is. Anyway, we headed back to Cranwood Village, and we have to talk to this woman. She tells us what's going on. Apparently, the warlords are very strong here for some reason and have scared off most of the villagers. When Arthur asks why, well, we get an answer. Turns out they're getting their strength from the Stone of Power, which lies to the north of the village walls. Until the Stone of Power destroyed, the village will not be safe. In order to destroy the stone, you have to bring some Mordrain wood, pixie dust, and salt moss. And we have to do this without running into the warlords. Or in this case, the warlord soldiers, because we can't kill them, they can kill us, and sometimes if we run into them, there is a brief chance that the game will crash. I have actually done some research on this game, and they will actually cause the game to crash if you get near them. There's a probability that will happen. Anyway, once we get this crystal created, the Mordrain's crystal, from these 3 items, we can then destroy the Stone of Power. Also, no period at the end. Because I have to bring something from Inspector Gadget back too. That was very necessary. Thanks, game. Alright. Now we need to go somewhere. And in order to do that, we have to take the southern way out. So we have to be over here. And then we have to go through... Alright, there we go. This is where we have to go through, and we have to go south from here. Just follow the dirt path, and we should be good. You want to do the specific way, otherwise you will run into enemies, and you have no choice but to either die or reset the game. And the game is very finicky with its password system. Anyway, once you're over here, I'm going to go up here and you'll find another sword in the trees. This time it's Zeke's shield. Kind of out of the way for that place. Now once you go over here, you want to keep going west. Don't stop until you reach the westernmost end, which is right here. Go south. And here you go. We just picked up More drain wood, one of the 3 items that we need. Do not go any further south, or you will run into evil warlord soldiers that you can't kill. From here, you want to go to the north. And you also want to make your way to the east. And from here, you want to go to the north, and you will have to face some fairies. I do not like this at all, because there are a ton of fairies. I am probably going to be needing some healing herbs by the time this is over, but at least these guys are helping out. I could use my shield ores, but I'd rather save those for the bosses. And over here, there is the pixie dust. Now, we want to go to the north here. And when we do, we will come across a fork in the road. If you take the right fork in the road, you'll run into some more warlord soldiers, and they will kill you. So you want to take the left fork instead. And from here, you will hear a waterfall. From here, you want to go into the water. If you walk into the edge, Arthur will fall off. His other guys won't be able to help him. And you have to brave this whole thing and try to run into as few rocks as possible, because they will hurt you if you run into them. And I managed to do that right off the skin of my teeth. How about that? And you will get dragged into this whirlpool once you reach the end. And I love that screaming sound too. My talking probably drowned it out a little bit, but it's pretty awesome. But we are really, really low on health. And I want to use a whole bunch of healing herbs. Just as many as I can. Or rather, as few as I can. And that last one didn't help. Because we are alone, and who knows what we might run into. Spoiler alert, it's nothing. There are no enemies. Which is a good thing. Otherwise, they'd probably kill me too. There are actually no enemies here. Thankfully. And I want to look for my map for the waterfall cave. There we go. And I want to explore this place a little bit. Now, to the south here are some healing herbs. And they also show up at random. These are not like the ones in Eric's cave. Oh wait, yeah, they are. So I guess if you wanted to go over here for healing herbs, you could. But the area around Camelot is still better for that anyway, because, well, more than likely you're going to be using a password, and you're probably going to look for stuff that you need for bosses and whatnot there anyway. There is Eric's cave as well as Shield Heights for the shield orbs. Speaking of shield orbs, if you go up here, you will find some shield orbs here as well. Again, you could farm for these over here, but Shield Heights is the best way to go, because you can just go in and out and in and out, and it doesn't take much effort to go over there anyway. I mean, it's one of the first places you can warp to after you get some stuff done. And now, I want to go to the south here and see what more is in this cave. Another shield orb, which may or may not show up, just like in Shield Heights, and those things will pop up randomly, just like the healing herbs here. And here is the salt moss. Now, we could just be on our merry way after I back out of this area, but there's one more thing that I want to do. And if I can actually get into that entrance, which thankfully I was able to, I can do that. I could go to the east there and end it all, but there is something to the south, and if you go over there, you'll find out what that thing is. It's yet another shield. It's Wally's shield. So we're getting our Knights of the Round Table here a little better prepared for what lies ahead. I like that. There is a cave to the north, but it contains absolutely nothing. And here's the exit. Sadly, your fellow knights do not join you. And you're better off just not even looking for them. Instead, you can just warp back to Camelot. They'll automatically teleport back with you. Don't worry about them being left behind, because they'll be back at the castle when you need them. So you can select them again. Now this is where the fun begins. Again, I want to take Lug with me. And I want to take Darren with me, just like last time. And how am I doing on shield orbs? Close to 50. That's okay. I can deal with that. So, what we need to do here is head back to Crownwood Village. And once we get over there, we need to talk to the sorceress that we met that told us to get those 3 items. Or rather, who told us to get to the 3 items. I used the wrong pronoun there because talking and playing games at the same time. Time to warp again. Just like last time, the most northwestern spot you can go on the map. And once again, you don't want to trigger those stupid poison mist cloud things on your way back to the village. Now, we want to head back to the sorceress's house, rather, and bring the 3 items back that she wanted us to get for her, and I believe this is the house. Yes, it is. Alright. Here they are. She says the incantation, and you now have Mordraine's Crystal. Now, here's what you want to do. Now that we're back in Crownwood Village, we need to head back to where the boulder is. The only problem is, we haven't really went over there, but thankfully I know where it is. You want to take the southern exit again. This time you want to go east. No, you don't. I got a better idea. You want to go north instead, because that'll just take you straight to the boulder. That way you don't have to worry about running into any enemies on the way there. The question is, will we have to go all the way to one corner of this area? Yeah, we would have to go all the way to that other corner. Alright. Well, we can do that. Now, follow the dirt path to the north, and we'll be over here. Over here is the Stone of Power. This is the thing that is making the soldiers around here invincible. As soon as you get the stone, you want to go to your item menu, select the crystal, press B. The Stone of Power is destroyed. And now, you can go to the north. I think. Oh wait, no, you don't have to. Well, you could go to the north, because if you do, you'll run into these guys. We have 2 Dark Knights and a Green Knight. Yep, the Green Knights return. But it's better this way anyway, because that way it allows me to go straight to where I need to go. Also, these guys like blocking a lot. There we go. And now, it's time to go south. This will take us right back to where the pixie dust is. Now, you want to hug the right-hand side, because if you do so, you won't trigger the fairies. You won't have to deal with those pixies anymore. And now we're back in the little Cape of Death area that we needed to get to. From here, once you go to the north, you will head straight to where we need to go, which is the Cape of Death. And here is the entrance. Now there's nothing, well, there is something here. We got a couple of Dark Knights here. If you came here without the Stone of Power destroyed, there's a good chance that you could actually kinda put yourself in a situation where you may have to reset the game, because, well, the soldiers may actually run away from you in this area with the Stone of Power working. Don't know why the game's programming acts like that, but it does. But we are able to take care of them. We can finally enter this cave where we find some more Dark Knights. And we got a whole bunch of Blue Knights showing up to destroy us again. This time in even greater numbers. I think there's about 8 of them, but we can destroy them all easily, especially with the team from Lug and Darren there. And we can finally go north, and we're finally in this little fortress. Now from here, you want to go to the east. Go north, and then when you see this guy, whack him, and go to the south here. No, wait, you don't. You don't want to go over there. That's a dead end. My bad. You want to go to the west instead. I don't know why I keep getting my directions confused. Shield Orb attack here. It may not show up. It may. If it does, you might as well go ahead and grab it anyway. This is where you want to go. Now, you could go to the south, or you could go to the east. If you go to the east, you'll still run into these guys. And if you go to the south, you'll actually take a teleporter that takes you over to this area. You'll still have to fight the Dark Knights regardless, though. Now, there are 2 teleporter paths. This takes you to the southern path that led to the dead end that I told you about. It would have transported you here, and you still would have had to fight the Dark Knights. But the one to the right is the one you want to touch, because it doesn't take you to the boss, but it is something that we're going to need. And that thing that we need is not a Dark Knight. We don't need a Dark Knight. Instead, we get another shield, and it's Phil's shield. And this guy respawns as quickly as he shows up. So now that we're done with this area, we can teleport our way back. We'll still have to face the Dark Knights that we had to fight, but at least there aren't any of the different colored ones, such as the blue ones or the green ones, that we would have to face in other parts of this area. Now from here, you want to go south, and you want to keep following the path until you find this teleporter. Now, I want to use my healing herbs, because we're going to reach a battle very, very soon. And I definitely want to get Darren healed up first. That would help. And I'm doing very good on healing herbs. I only used 7 there. And once we step into this teleporter, we're at the final room before Warlord Slasher. If you brought Darren with you, he'll take him on. Thankfully, he has his shield, so you can do this. And guess what? It's still going to be another terrible boss, but it's one of the more fun bosses, because he is very well animated. He even has a little thing where he just turns giant, and he is, wow, that is a very smooth animation. Anyway, you want to go up and down this room, and you want to fire your shield orbs at him. If you stay straight ahead of him, he will never throw his knives, which always go at angles, never straight forward from where he's standing. And as long as you go up and down, be sure to fire off these shield orbs so that they will hit him as soon as he lands. Sometimes it may not look like it's hitting him, but it will. And it may take a while. If you do run out of shield orbs, you can hit them with your sword if you need to. Also, I don't know what he's firing from his chest because, well, Lug and Brick are palette swaps of him, and Brick fires bricks, Lug fires footballs. What does Darren fire? Maybe it's just a sword shield orb, because he's not firing it through his shield, he's firing it through his chest. But enough about that. We have gotten Darren's key, and as long as we have the key, we have increased protection from attacks. I'm pretty sure it also gives us the usual bonus of not using shield orbs whenever we fire them off with him. Maybe. I usually just play as Arthur anyway. But we are done, and Merlin tells us we are about to enter Morgana's most heavily defended region. We must recover Zeke and Trunk's keys of truth from Blackroot Keep and the Dark Citadel. Warlord Viper is guarding one of the keys, and beyond the castle is Hadrian's Wall, an ancient wall that Morgana has turned her dark magic upon. He only knows of one way to crumble the wall, and that's the staff of Riothamus. The staff was broken and the pieces scattered by Morgana. He gives us one of the pieces, but for the other 5, we're on our own. And once we are able to get those 5 pieces, then we can go through Hadrian's Wall. But that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time, where we find the pieces of the Staff of Riothamus and explore a little bit of the lands even further to the north. So until then, this is Prince Watercrest. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!